Celebra tu herencia hispana. We're celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month.
Please welcome Ms. Ana Maria Quintero Lowry, President and CEO of AMP International, as she speaks with today's spotlight on their journey to success.
Today, we want to honor and start the program with one of our great friends and attorney, very well recognized, and is attorney Kimberly Lopez, one of the partners of the well-known nationwide Akerman LLP firm. Thank you, Kimberly, and welcome to a cafecito virtual. So,
Thank you so
salud.
much. Salud.
Regards from Juan Valdez from
Yes.
Colombia. We are so excited to have you here, and we thank you for accepting our invitation, Kimberly. Not only you have been a great friend for us for many years, but you also have been the legal protection for AMP International for many years. And once the opposition hear the word Akerman, they disappear. So you don't need to do much work because just your name disappeared. So thank you so much. We always appreciate working with you.
Oh, thank you.
Well, in honor of the Hispanic heritage, we want to ask you to share with the community, where are you from? What brought you to the States? And give us some traditional cultures from where
Mhm.
you are.
Sure. Well, first, I want to say thank you so much for having me. Ana Maria has been a good friend over the years and certainly a well respected Hispanic entrepreneur in the community. So, thank you so much for this opportunity. Well, I am Puerto Rican by descent, but I always say that I'm Puerto Rican by way of New York. So, New Yorican. I am actually second generation born and raised in New York. But that's not to say that the Puerto Rican culture was not ingrained in my upbringing and still to this day. So for me, kind of the cultural aspects that I would say that you will find or know that I'm Puerto Rican right away is in my taste for food and music. So me encanta la salsa. You always hear, Mark Anthony is on repeat in the car. But certainly the food and tradition of family is definitely important to me. My husband's Nicaraguan, so I've gotten to learn a little bit about that culture in our relationship, 12 plus years. And so, now with raising a son in the cultures, again, I would say the ways that we bring the culture is a lot through food and music. And then, of course, there's just those things that are ingrained in you that come into your everyday life, where lo dichos or the little sayings and refranes, they're so ingrained that you don't even realize when you're saying them.
That's awesome.
Mm.
And Kimberly, you have been obviously very well recognized in the legal community. You have been a board of directors for the Hispanic Bar Law Bar Association and many, many other recognitions, Kimberly, that we don't have enough time to mention all of them. So tell us, what is the factor that you think has helped you to be so successful in a country or a culture that was foreign to you?
Sure. Certainly in the practice of law, I know when we think of foreign, we may think of countries and borders and whatnot, but certainly for a first generation to go to college and advanced degrees, certainly the first one to go away to college in my family, certainly the first one to pursue beyond a bachelor's degree, it certainly was foreign land and sometimes can still feel foreign because it certainly wasn't the environment that was so familiar to me. So I would say certainly the key to success, or to my success at least, has been community in several ways. I say community, as soon as I became a member of the bar, I joined the Hispanic Bar Association, and I credit some of my best mentors and friends to this day from that organization. But also within my law firm and the legal community is just kind of finding those people who are willing to kind of uplift you and help bring you up in the culture of the law firm or the corporate America. So I think it's always comes down to community via mentors, what we call sponsors, and just really surrounding yourself by people who really do invest their time to ensuring that you do succeed. and once you get to any place of success, however small, is making sure you drag along the next person behind you. So I definitely feel like try to continue building that community, and often serve as a mentor to law students or other professionals looking to kind of follow maybe a similar track or just break into the Central Florida market.
Well, when I first met you, Kimberly, you were the first Hispanic in the Akerman law firm. And
well, the only at that time, not the first, but the
I'm
only.
sorry.
Yeah.
That's even
In the Orlando office. In the Orlando office.
Office, yes. And
Yeah.
I remember sharing with you several sessions, several times when you were also practicing how is when I'm going to pronounce this and what is the culture. And we just have a blessed time when we were sharing that. I miss our time
Yes.
together.
Yes.
And then so you join as a partner, so you earn that. It's not easy to become partner of such a company recognized nationwide with more than 700 plus attorneys
Yeah.
nationwide.
Yes, no, certainly, I've been very blessed in my career, and again, I take it back to community, being surrounded by people and mentors at the firm who really were willing to help bring me up the ranks. But through that, and talking about our sessions, I recognized that I had something unique to offer. Whether it be just the ability to converse with clients in Spanish, or get documents that I can give other folks who didn't speak Spanish a sense of what they meant. So oftentimes in my career, I took advantage of those opportunities where I was the only one who could do the work at that time, because I was able to kind of incorporate my culture and my second language into the work I was doing on a daily basis. So yes, it definitely is. Your culture can be an advantage.
And I think that you took that advantage and you flourish it.
Mm-hmm.
There are some Hispanics that because they are new in the culture, they try to deny their culture. And I think that what you did was not only being 100% Hispanic, but also becoming 100% adapted to the American culture. Even you were born here as a second session of your family. But one of the things that I appreciate the most in you, not only as a friend, but on the practice you had done for AMP, in your legal advice with us always, is your integrity. First of all, you check us out before if you don't have any conflict of interest. And then you approve to become our attorney and our representation, which it was an honor, Kimberly, for us to be able to have you doing that for us. I believe that everyone has to have a good attorney, a great husband, a good spiritual advisor, a great banker, and a good doctor. So
Yeah.
you fit in our first one. So thank you
Thank
for that. You mentioned that you love, because of your gratitude with the sponsors and the mentoring that it has been given to you before, you love passing forward that mentoring. Tell us a little more about that, because I want also you to share with us what will be one of your advice to a young student looking forward to 1 year graduate as an attorney, pass the bar, and become a partner in a law firm like yours.
Sure. Yeah, no, wholly believe that it's super important, because look, the reality is that if you see someone who looks like you or sounds like you then think, you know what, I can do that too. And so for so long, it took me a while to find those people who I said, they're different than me, or if they did it, I can do it. So I'm constantly trying to, when for example, if a law student reaches out to me, I can't think of a time I've declined the opportunity to speak to a law student, take them for a cup of coffee, because I think, again, it's important, especially if it's a Hispanic student, or first generation college student, because so often it could be hard to say. it's easy to fall into, there's nobody who looks like me here. Maybe I don't belong here. And you have the imposter syndrome, and it's so hard to overcome. So I try to at least be there to say, oh no, I did it. You can do it. We're no different, plug on. And so for me, the best advice that I try to give to students is find people who will be willing to talk to you. Don't be shy about it. Reach out to people. You'd be surprised how many people are willing to talk to you. And then also, while it's comforting to see someone who may look like you or share something in common, also don't be afraid to learn from people who you have nothing in common with. Some of my best mentors are, complete opposite end of the spectrum for me. I don't know, you just never imagine, but I've learned so much from them. And it's the combination of learning from so many different people that can lead you to success. So my biggest advice is always just reach out to people, learn from people. Don't be shy. Don't be afraid of it.
Another way that I admire is that you are not just about getting your business, but also you are very, very involved in the community in serving in an educational aspect of the legal aspect. I remember you accepted also our invitation for the Windham Resorts, Windham Destination, our mentor protege that we have with them. When you came and you educated more than 14 entrepreneurs in the advantages of having joint ventures or collaboration or the legal aspect of that, and everybody love it. So that is so neat. Why do you love entrepreneurs?
I think a part of me, maybe there's a part of me that always wanted to be an entrepreneur, or I see it. And to be honest, I'm just fascinated with the things that are coming up in our community, and particularly the Hispanic community. I sit on the regional board for Prospera, and I got to tell you, every year I attend this stories luncheon, and I'm just amazed on what people can accomplish when they just have their vision, stick to their goals. And I say that within the Hispanic community, that entrepreneurial drive is so strong that it's just really inspiring. So for me, I just love that opportunity to either educate or help serve, because I would hate for something legal to trip up this success plan, because so often there's so many great ideas out there. And gosh, I mean, from A&P to so many different things I've seen in the community just here in Central Florida, it really is just an inspiration to me. And I feel that bucket or the need for entrepreneurial spirit when I get clients like that, like you and A&P, because I feel like maybe I'm contributing just a small piece to that entrepreneurial roadmap to their success.
Well, I remember when you met A&P being Ana Maria.
Yeah.
Now A&P is a whole team going nationwide and even internationally. So we are very grateful for all your advice that you gave us. We also were a portion of Prospera in two of the terms when we were doing the marketing research for them. And on a consistent basis, every year, one of our clients become a success story. And this year is not different.
Okay.
I am not going to reveal who is going to be tomorrow in the success story, but definitely is one of our clients that we did the marketing plan, starting selling $31,000, and now he is close to $1 million on sales after a few years. So
it's incredible. I can't wait for tomorrow.
When you have gray hair, Kimberly, you don't think about money anymore. You think about the legacy, and your clients cannot become your kids. So you are the aunt of many of our clients. So thank you so much for that. And just to finish, because we don't want to take too much of your time either, what does it mean to you to say, I am Hispanic?
Sure. So probably the most is pride. Just being very prideful in your heritage, where you come from. It also for me is a sense of family. I think I can't disjoin my Hispanic culture and family. It's so important and such a big part of who I am. And what I've come from and whatnot. So for me, it's just a sense of pride and strong willfulness to keep pushing and keep reaching for any goal you set in front of you. So it's a hard thing to sum up, but that's what comes to mind first. And sometimes that's the best summary of it. So I think it would definitely be that.
Well, likewise, you have become part of our AMP family.
Thank you.
You are very dear to the Hispanic community. We celebrate all the honors that have been recognized and given to you, Kimberly, but the most precious is the friendship that we have. So in honor of the friendship with the Hispanics, cheers with a cafecito.
Sure. I only have my water at the time, but yes, cheers.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
And to all of you who spend this time enjoying listening to Kimberly Lopez, partner of Akerman LLP law firm nationwide. Thank you so much. We enjoy and wait that we have another special guest for our next invitation interview. Thank you, Kimberly.
Thank you so much, Ana Maria.
Bye-bye.
You too. Bye-bye.